Hey there, gang. It is time for another comic book unboxing video, and we are going to go about halfway through this clown-adorned box that we're looking at here. So if you like comic books, hey, with a couple of clowns, how could it be any other way? We are going to have some fun. Hey there, Bubby. Welcome to Shanghalla. My name is Duke, and this is an unboxing video. And this is a box that I have no idea what is in this box. The owner has set this aside for me to work on, to put grades on, so that these can be sold as what we call raw singles on eBay. So this is one of those unboxings that's going to be as much a surprise for me as it is for you. I have no idea what we're about to see. So please do like, share, subscribe, comment away, do all the groovy things, and let's not waste any more time. Let us get right into it, and we'll grab the first stack here, see what we've got. Looks like we're going to start off at least with some Silver Age Marvel. That's always nice. Looks like this came from the Collector's Connection for just $2.50, assuming that this bag is true to the book. So that is some Captain America and the Falcon with Spider-Man guest starring, issue number 138. Nice solid Bronze Age book, 15-cent cover. And you'll note that if you didn't know, the Falcon originally had a green costume. You probably think of him as his colors being red and white, but initially it was green and yellow. Marvel Tales. Now, this is a Spider-Man reprint book. This series reprinted previous Spider-Man stories. This is number 236, dollar cover, so that's going to be kind of in the early 90s. I'm not sure what this reprinted. Probably the big whoop here is not the story inside, but the fact that it's got a Todd McFarlane cover. And does this predate Todd's work on the Spider-Man series? Maybe. That would make it interesting. This is another McFarlane cover, Marvel Tales number 237. And right near the end of the run. I can't remember how far that went, but it wasn't too much past 237. Here's Batman, year 3, number 436. I don't think they ever did a year 4. Year 3 was kind of pushing it, and this one doesn't do all that well, frankly, on eBay. This is kind of a big deal, though. This is Captain America number 180. And this is when Cap forsook his identity, some sort of government interference there that he didn't care for, so he became Nomad, the man without a country. X-Force number 2, we saw this in the last box. That's the second appearance of Deadpool. All right, a lot of controversy here. Now, this is number 2. Why is number 2 in here? I would think maybe number 1. This is America Chavez from the MCU period of Marvel. And I don't know that she's necessarily a bad character, but she gets derided and lumped in with that. And apparently she's going to be a big part of the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie. So that's probably what makes these books kind of, quote-unquote, hot key issues. So we'll see. Here's another one. They're both direct market editions, but I think they would be. By this point, I don't think Marvel had anything on the newsstands. There's number 5, and this has got, what's-her-face there? Lady Hawkeye. Also part of the MCU, also part of the Disney Plus MCU. Here's number 7. I don't know why we don't have number 1. Daredevil number 17. This is a pretty recent book. This is from the Chip Zdarsky run that really just ended. It's got a Strange Academy preview in it, but that's not what makes this big. I'm not sure why this one. Now, if I subscribe to Key Collector, I could probably tell you. But I can't think of a reason why that's in here. I honestly don't know. Marvel Tales, that's another Todd McFarlane cover. Spider-Man and the early X-Men, and we got one on this side as well. And that's also a McFarlane cover. Another McFarlane cover here on 235. Here's X-Men 201, first appearance of Cable, although it is as a baby. There's another one. Defenders number 17 with Power Man. You probably didn't know that Luke Cage was briefly a member of the Defenders. Back when the Defenders was all of these guys, Doctor Strange, Hulk, Nighthawk, Submariner, before the Netflix Marvel shows in which Luke Cage was a Defender. And I think he was only a member of the Defenders for 3 or 4 issues. The Defenders is often referred to as a non-team. A lot of people came and went. You may not know that Luke Cage was also an actual card-carrying member of the Fantastic Four for a couple of issues. There's number 18. Very nice. Guy with a bucket on his head. Marvel Chillers number 1, featuring Mordred the Mystic. And that one used to be like a $1 book for a lot of years, but that one's taken off kind of recently. Let's see what else we've got here. It's a kitchen sink book. Well, we don't often see many kitchen sink books in these. This is Melting Pot. Oh, I see what it is. Looks like some kind of turtle thing. By I guess that's Kevin Eastman, Brian Talbot, Simon Bisley. Not sure how to pronounce that. So that's got some kind of turtle thing. I'll have to get a hold of my pal Mike, Mr. MacZaps, on the Twitter, the Instagram, and see what he thinks of that book. See if he has it. This is a little bit of a prestige format, an adaptation of The Hobbit. Not sure the vintage on this. I presume this is before the recent movie, the Peter Jackson movie. And speaking of the MCU, here's the DCU. First issue of Far Sector with this Teen Lantern. Not a fan. This is this big deal now. Wasn't before the WandaVision show. You could pull this out of a $1 box pretty easy, but goes for a lot of money now. First appearance of the White Albino Vision. West Coast Avengers number 45. Thor, the first appearance of this frog Thor, whose name I can never remember. I can't remember the frog's name. Punisher, first issue of the regular series. This series was preceded by a 5-issue miniseries. This is a book that's really cooled off. This one was hot for a while when Ghost first appeared in the Ant-Man movie, but I think partly because the Ant-Man movies aren't, for some reason, as big a deal as the other Marvel movies, and because the character was changed so much in that appearance. It's really just Ghost in name only as far as its relation to the comic book character. This one has come down quite a bit. So it'll be interesting to see how that does. That's Iron Man 219, by the way. Here's Daredevil number 254. That is the first appearance of Typhoid Mary. Detective Comics number 575. It's a nice Alan Davis cover, but that is the first part of Batman Year 2. Most of this series sells well because they're Todd McFarlane covers. Kind of like what we saw just a minute ago with Marvel Tales. Is this? Oh, it is too. Okay. That's The Death of Robin and Batman 428. And if you weren't around at the time, fans actually got to call an 800 number and vote on whether or not Jason Todd was going to die. And there were pages produced for both if he lived and if he died. And at the last minute, they put in, just as the presses started to roll, the appropriate pages to go with the vote. Aliens number 2. Here's Aliens number 4. Aliens number 3. So what do we got? 2, 3, 4. There's 6. There's 1. So what do I need? 5? 5 for a complete set. Is this it? No, it's a different series, I think. Or is that it? No, yeah, that's not a... This is... What the hell is this? Oh, that's Dark Horse too. It's just a different kind of logo. So that's a different series. I was going to say, if this was a complete series, probably what I would do... I mentioned this in the last video, but it's worth mentioning again. We're going to start doing some live auctions on whatnot.com. So keep an eye out for that. If you don't have an account on Whatnot yet, go ahead and create one and come by when we do an auction. You don't necessarily have to buy anything or even bid, but just come by and say hello. There's a live chat that runs during the auctions. But this is a series that I don't think would sell that well on eBay, that I think would probably do better on the Whatnot. And I don't even know which series that's from. It's a different series entirely. Here is Batman Killing Joke. That's a popular book. Based on the green logo, I'm guessing that's a first print. I'll have to look it up and know for sure. X Factor 24, first appearance of Angel as Archangel. The ever-popular Wolverine miniseries. Pretty decent copy. This one's hard to get in high grade because of the black cover. Tends to pick up even the slightest stress along the spine. And you can see a couple of tick marks here, but still pretty decent overall. And it's a newsstand copy. Although, 1982 when this came out, the newsstand probably was the the majority part of the run. Here's Spawn number 7, and oh, see, now this, newsstand copies of Spawn are pretty rare. And so this is a newsstand edition, the Spawn number 7. That should do pretty well. That should do pretty well. That's one I'd like to save for the whatnot, too. Venom Lethal Protect... Blah, 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 blah. It's very hard to say. Venom Lethal Protector. You say it 5 times fast. Number 1. This does well. I'm not a fan of Venom, so it's like whatever to me. Wolverine number 10. Battle with Sabretooth. This one's nice and white, so that's good. A lot of times that cover is kind of browning. This is supposedly popular because it is a quote-unquote iconic cover. I wouldn't... Is it Adam Kubert, I think is who did this? To me, that's kind of an ugly cover. And frankly, I had to be told, but it took me a second. If I'd seen the swords right away, I probably would have figured it out. But at first, because I was asking the other guys that I work with, what makes this so special? It's a Deadpool cover. I'm like, that's Deadpool? I would have guessed that was Spider-Man. It looks more like Spider-Man to me than Deadpool, at first glance. But anyway, it's that quote-unquote iconic cover that makes it the whoop that it is, in so much as it is a whoop. All right, let's see what we've got here. X-Men number 4, first appearance of Omega Red. That does quite well. There's number 5. Guess what? That's the second appearance of Omega Red. Oh, wow. Is this Hawkeye's first appearance? There's got to be something wrong with this book. Oh, yeah, of course. See, cut out page 28. Now, I don't know if that means, and I'll know when I sit down and actually grade this. I'm not going to open it right now. But does this mean that all of page 28 is cut out, or is something cut out of page 28? And is it a panel from the story, or is it like a coupon for an ad that doesn't affect the story? All of that will make a difference as to what kind of grade this gets. It'll be fairly low. If the entire page is missing, and especially if it's a story page, it's just 0, incomplete. If it is just a panel, I might do a 0.5, and I might go up to a 1, 1.5, 1.8. Or even just whatever grade it is qualified if it's just like a coupon cutout that doesn't affect the story at all. But yeah, that's the first appearance of Hawkeye. Tales of Suspense number 57. Very cool. Very, very cool. Here's the Cat number 1. The character, I want to say Greer Garson, but I think that might not be right. But she went on to become Tigra, and then the costume got passed down to Patsy Walker, and she became Hellcat. This series only lasted 4 issues, but it was written by a woman, drawn by a woman, right at the height of the women's liberation movement in the 70s. So that was kind of cool. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 27. This is the first time Frank Miller drew Daredevil. That's what makes that a big deal. Web of Spider-Man number 1. Always a good, dependable, solid seller. 29. I don't know what that's special for, unless it's just the Wolverine appearance. Number 8, I can't really think of why it's kind of a cool cover, but I can't think of what that makes that, above and beyond why it should be sold as a single. I'll have to look it up. This one's clear, though. Spider-Woman number 1. Not her first appearance, but the first in her own series. Very nice. She-Hulk number 1. This book's all the rage right now. And when I was a kid, I've told you this before in past videos, but when I was a kid, I got the first issue of She-Hulk, and I was like, derivative, rip-off, no big whoop. And I think that was the only issue of She-Hulk I bought new off the stands. I think I'm still missing an issue or two. I don't think I have a complete run of this yet. And I think I'm actually missing the first issue still. I'll have to look. I can't remember. But we had a house fire in August 1980, and so I think I lost my original She-Hulk. It might be just one that I'm missing, but I might have one. I can't remember. I had 28,000 some comic books. I can't remember them all. This one's a little rough. I'm not sure it's worth putting through as a single. It's quite kind of low grade here. But that's the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger, Spectacular Spider-Man number 64. This first appearance of Legion, New Mutants number 26. And I had bailed on New Mutants this time. I was a big fan of the series to begin with. But once Sienkiewicz came along, I thought his art was, I mean, a lot of people love it. They live by Bill Sienkiewicz. And I think he's a great artist. But as far as, telling a comic book story, I think the art has to be in service to the story. And his stuff was just too avant-garde for me. So I stopped reading New Mutants a couple issues before that. It's got a Thanos appearance. This one's cooled off a little bit, but still does okay. Silver Surfer number 44. Was it this box or the last one? Have we already seen this in this box, or was I talking about this one in the last box? I can't remember. But that's first appearance of Ghost, and it's not as hot as it used to be, just because the movie version was so different, I think. There's another Venom Lethal Protector number 1. Infinity Gauntlet number 1. And that one did okay for a while. Now it's kind of calmed down a little bit. To me, you're better off to sell the whole series in one lot. Because if you break off the first issue, then the rest of it, it's kind of hard to sell. I think this is the first appearance of Venom on a cover. And I think it's his 4th appearance overall. That's Amazing Spider-Man 316. And it is a Todd McFarlane cover. His first appearance of Cable. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty low grade. That's why it's in here. I was like, why didn't that go to CGC? But you can see all kinds of tick marks here. It's pretty low grade. It's probably going to be like a 4 or 5 maybe. Here's one of those McFarlane covers of Batman Detective Comics. This is year 2, part 2. We just saw part 1 a bit ago. And this right here, I think, is about as far as we're going to go in this box. This will be the last stack. Then we'll rack them up and do it again. But here is Detective Comics 578, year 2, part 4. Another McFarlane cover. X-Factor 6, first full appearance of Apocalypse. There's another 24. And Iron Man. I think we're going to finish out here with all early Silver, well, not early Silver Age, but early issues of Iron Man in the Silver Age. And I'm not even sure if that's the first unicorn, but that's the unicorn. Anyway, here's another. No, that's not unicorn. Who is this? I forget who that guy is. Here's number 6 versus the Absorbing Man, Crusher Creel. Or actually, no, I don't think that's the Absorbing Man. I think that's just some other guy called the Crusher. Now that I think about it, I'll have to double check on that. Cry Gladiator, Iron Man number 7. This book is got a completely detached cover, complete spine split. Iron Man number 8. That's low grade. It does. Does it have the back cover? No, it's missing the back cover entirely. Ugh. I don't know if that should be a single. It's popular. That's only a robot. It's not the actual Hulk, but still popular. Mandarin. That's Iron Man number 10. Iron Man number 11. More Mandarin. Number 12 with a controller. 13. More controller. Number 14. The Night Phantom walks. Actually, he's just standing. He's not really walking. She's falling. And let's close this box out with Iron Man number 15 with the Red Ghost and his super monkeys and also the unicorn. So there you go. All right. Well, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed that. So again, please do sign up for the Whatnot app. We will be starting auctions there in fairly short order. We're just waiting for them to kind of approve our seller status. For some reason, we had to show them, I guess, to prove we're a dealer. But the app is supposed to be, at least in theory, set up for just regular folk. I don't know why we had to prove we were a dealer, but they wanted to see pictures of our inventory. So we're waiting for the account to be approved. But then we will start that in fairly short order. So when you do come by and chat, just to sort of confuse and annoy my boss, leave the word booger in the comments. And we have spoken about, if you've watched all the way to this point in the video, please do. What is the form of booger we will use at this time? Twinkleton. What the hell's his name? Oh, Pennywise. I blanked on his name. He's got this pasty white makeup. So let's say pasty booger. Leave the word pasty booger in the comments. That'll let me know that you watched all the way to the end of the video. And only those who watch to the end of the video and they know the form of a booger to leave in the comments, they will be entered into whatever I'm going to give away, the contest for whatever I'm going to give away once I hit 1,000 subscribers. So you can get an entry for every single video you watch all the way to the end and find the right booger form to leave in the comments. I can't remember how we got on this booger thing. But, so yeah, so pasty booger is what you want to leave. Let me know you watched. It helps out with the algorithm. We'll help to get this video shared just by commenting and watching to the end. And then you will also be entered into the contest, the sweet, sweet contest. And no, the prize won't be like my own boogers. it'll be something comic book related. So there you go. All right, well, come back tomorrow. I think we're back on schedule for 9 a.m. Eastern time every day. And then tomorrow we will, where'd he go? We will finish out this box and our host will be the Joker. So until then, goodbye, good luck, and please be good to each other.